Hi everyone. Today's topic for this video is interview prepping. It's very important, especially right now, given the fact that there's more people on the market than have been in years. Unfortunately, that preparing for an interview is a very, very important thing for people to understand and know what they're doing. So we're going to go into that now. I'm going to cover some highlights and an outline and some do's and don'ts of interviewing. First things first, housekeeping items. You want to make sure that you're early to the interview, 10 to 15 minutes, but don't be too early. Actually, being too early can be a detriment as well. It's really about time management. So you certainly don't want to show up right when the interview is because you're technically late at that point, but you don't want to show up 30 minutes before either. So 10 to 15 minutes beforehand, certainly dress to impress. First impressions are everything. You only get one chance to make one, and that's a saying for a reason. And then bring several copies of your resume because you don't know who you're going to meet with. You may meet with people that are not on the interview list, so you want to be prepared with extra copies. So again, dress to impress, arrive 10 to 15 minutes early, and bring multiple copies of your resume. Now for the meat and potatoes of interview prepping, what you really want to know. So one of the things that really, I think trips people up is a first question that a lot of interviewers can ask, and that is, tell me about yourself. When you get this question, direct them back to your resume. You don't want to go off on a 5 to 10 minute tangent about your favorite cat or your favorite sports team or something personal. Direct them back to your resume and say, sure, I'd love to tell you about myself. Is there anywhere on my resume in particular you'd like me to begin? That way you're giving the interview and the flow of it some context so you understand where to start. So don't let that first question trip you up. Let's get the interview off to a good start. Then remember to also ask your own impactful questions. So yes, they are interviewing you, but it is a two-way street. So make sure you're asking some impactful questions such as, if I get this job tomorrow, what's the first task you would have me concentrate on? Or what's the plan in the first 30, 60, 90 days? Or tell me about your best employee and what do they do that makes them that way? Because that's who I want to be. So you're asking a question, but you're making a statement of conviction as well. So it really solidifies in the interviewer's mind that, oh, this person's thinking about working here and they care about our company. So keep those questions in mind. And then a few don'ts or ways to handle some difficult topics with interviewing. Salary, probably the biggest one that trips people up and everyone gets nervous about. Don't be. There's a few simple steps to be able to handle salary effectively and still be able to get the best offer at the end of the process. First and foremost, be honest about what you're making. It's okay to do that. As a matter of fact, it sets a baseline in the interviewer's head or the company's head for, okay, this person is making X amount, so if we really want them, maybe we need to offer Y, some enticing amount. So be honest about what you're making. But even more importantly, if they ask you the next question of, well, what are you looking to make? Do not name a figure, don't name a range, don't name any numbers at all. You want to keep it very ambiguous, and if you remember one word at all, remember the word opportunity. Make it about the opportunity. So something to the effect of, sure, I'd love to be able to share my compensation with you, here's what it is. I'm much more interested in whether this is the right opportunity for me or not than the correct salary. I'm sure if I'm the right candidate that you'll make me a fair offer at the end of the process. So that's a big one. And then closing the interview, very, very important. You don't just want to shake a hand and say thanks for meeting with me. You want to make sure that you leave them wanting more and knowing that you want the job. So ask the question, what are the next steps? And let them know, look, I'm very, very interested in this. This is a great conversation. How do we follow up from here? Or how do we go forward? Give them a little bit. It's an interview. You're selling yourself and your skills for the job. So you want to make sure that you're able to close effectively, right? Not everybody's a salesperson, but in an interview, everybody is because you're selling yourself. So make sure that they know that you want the job and you give them a little bit more again than the thanks for meeting with me. So I think if you do those things very well and avoid those pitfalls we talked about, and just come with confidence, energy, and enthusiasm, excitement sells. So if you remember nothing else, come in with a smile and just be enthusiastic and genuine. More than half the battle for most companies out there. They're hiring for fit, not necessarily what's on the piece of paper. So Remember that. Certainly check back with us for other helpful tips. We wish everybody the best of luck out there interviewing, and certainly, again, MSIrecruiting.com to follow us for, again, additional tips and videos. And we'll talk to you soon.